One key concept of leadership that I liked a lot is this of stages of team formation. And this is a theory that describes how teams are, how they grow, how they are formed, how they enter into conflicts. And the theory behind it is really, really awesome because the guy who invented it, I forgot his name, um, he um, he reviewed a lot of literature regarding team formation in different under different aspects, and then he created this kind of a summary of how teams grow, right? So it's quite simple. Like on the vertical axis you have performance, so the higher your stage, the best you perform, right? Your team performs. And on the horizontal axis you have the time. The first stage is formation. This is when the team members get to know each other. They still don't raise issues. They are just getting to know other people's mannerisms, their preferences, their styles. So it's a lot of the it's almost named a title as the honeymoon, because you don't want to be the person that makes a fuss out of nothing. So you tend to be very passive in the sense that you just watch things unfold and you don't complain about anything. And this is critical because during this formation stage is when people hold grudges against, they start to hold grudges against each other because you're just getting to know each other. So you don't really want to be as stubborn as to raise an issue out of, I don't know, a particular situation or just a set of two occurrences of that situation. So when these occurrences is starting to pile up, then you are going to have a bad relationship with that person or hold a bad view of that person. So this formation is really nice because everyone's just handing out compliments to each other. You are really like in, you feel that you are in synchrony. But what actually is happening is that people are performing individually and it shows. So you're not acting as a team. And when you start to get dependency when you start to get dependent on each other, like relying more on each other, that's when and you have these grudges against each other. That's when you reach the second phase, which is storming. In this stage, this is called storming because now everything that you have held back so far, you start to voice them and you start to point out, oh, remember this thing that you've done like in the past month? I hate it, and you've done it again. I don't know why you do that. I hate it. And the other person is just clueless because they didn't know that you hated it, or they weren't aware of that thing. So this is when teams start to really, I wouldn't say falling apart, because a lot of teams get through it, but usually it's a phase of a lot of stress. And when some team members may choose to leave the team because they can't see that they are doing this stage of storming. And to get through this stage, you have to be open, be transparent, and voice out your feelings and your feedback in a structured way. You can't just let things go wild. You have to be structured about it. That's your role as a leader. You have to train your direct reports to voice their feedback in a positive way, right? So you don't want people just to say whatever comes to their minds. And even worse, when people start to talking behind each other's backs, like for example, I have something against you and I talk to X or Y person about you, and this X or Y person comments it to you, and then this cycle is just going south. And you as a leader, you have this responsibility of structuring this stage of conflicts. And by reviewing the literature regarding this topic, every almost every research has a phase of conflicts, and usually it's either in the beginning or in the middle, but there is a stage of conflicts, and it's important everything team we go through this stage. And how you get out of it, by structuring your feedback, and by creating the norms and the rules. So the team now gets to know each other, and they start to creating these social boundaries. Okay, you can do this, I concede in not doing this or doing this, and I will strive to be to act more like this. So you start to adjusting yourself to each other. That's when the teamwork skill comes into play, very handy, because you have to seed a part of your, not part of your personality, but part of your preferences, to the benefit of the group as a whole, right? So your role as a team member is getting through all these stages, and when you're during the storming stage, then you train your team members how to give appropriate feedback, and then you start to conduct these rules setting moments with your team, right? So this will be crucial. And when all the norms are put into place, then you really start performing. And now the thing here is that you are all performing individually as you were in the formation part, but now you start to perform as a group. So your goals and your objectives as a group start to really being achieved, as where during the formation part you don't have that, you don't have a group objective achievement, you have like individual achievements, and now you have group achievements, which is perfect, right? And the last one is adjourning, when the team dissolves. You may or may not have, but obviously I advise you too, but may not have this group feedback as how the team went and stuff like that. And one thing that is very crucial for us to mention is that whenever you have a new person to the team, you will go eventually back to the forming stage, because every team member has a relationship with others, right? And these stages are related to these relationships, right? I don't know if you can see the knots that I'm creating. And whenever there's a new person, there will be new relationship, because you have triangles that happens with those triangulation that happens within these relationships. So it's very crucial that you are aware of that, because you may be at the performing stage with a person, but a new member comes in, and now your relationship will set back a little bit, step back a little bit, due to this new team member. So new norms are going to come into play, and you may go through a lighter or even heavier storming phase. It all depends on how you deal with that. So it's not like it's not fixed for the group, like is between team members. All right. So this is the concept. I really enjoy it, and it's very useful for you to learn this concept.